But the only thing people will be discussing for the next little while with AEW is the Bucks Tony Khan fiasco with CM Punk. Now, we talked about the CM Punk Ariel Helwani interview last week that he did last Monday before WrestleMania. Now, their response was, first by having Edge go on Dynamite last week and do the whole rah-rah speech, which was stupid. Whatever. And then they go out and air the all-in footage from Backstage, the actual footage of Jack Perry and CM Punk getting into it. The problem is, it doesn't show us anything we didn't already know. Like, it was interesting to watch, sure, but it doesn't embarrass CM Punk any more than he was already embarrassed, is my point. And I'm not even saying, when I say Punk was right, I think people, I don't know if I said Punk was right in my tweet, but if I did, what I meant was, and people are misconstruing it as, he attacked first and all this other sort of shit. Yeah, sure, he did. I'm not saying he shouldn't have. I mean, that was unprofessional, and they should have, I don't know if they should have fired him for that, obviously. There were other issues leading up to it, which led to his departure, and he said he quit anyway. That might have been a case of, I quit because you're going to fire me, whatever. I'm not saying Punk was right in that he should have attacked Jack Perry. I'm saying he was right, and that everything that he said on the Ariel Helwani podcast was exactly what happened. I mean, there were reports dating back to when it happened last year that, he threatened Tony Khan. Maybe he did because there was no audio in the video that we saw on Wednesday. We don't have every little detail of what happened, but it sure looked to me like he just got pissed at Tony Khan and said, hey, exactly what he said in the interview. Hey, you're a fucking clown. I quit. This is ridiculous. And I agree because he didn't do shit. He just sat there and did nothing. So, again, what was accomplished from showing this footage on Wednesday night? Because my answer would be nothing.
Nothing positive, I would say. It makes Tony Khan look like the clown, gutless, terrible boss that CM Punk told him he was. Made Punk I don't think it made Punk look bad. It literally was exactly what he said. Like, he literally pushed him, put him in chokehold, it got broken up. Like you said, I'm assuming there would be like, oh no, he could have threatened Tony. I'm pretty sure it was just like, he said, like, dude, this place is a fucking joke, I quit. And then they fucking had the match and moved on. I mean, I just feel like it didn't serve, I don't understand why you would show that, because it didn't serve any purpose. Positive purpose. If anything, I feel like people are like more on Punk's side, because there's like, people are saying, oh no, like, he sucker punched him and all this other stuff. It's like, he literally, what happened was literally what he said was what happened. So it's, and I just feel like it made them look dumb, and there was no point. Like, Tony Khan said it was the Bill Dynasty. How was that the Bill Dynasty? It had nothing to do with it.
That's a stretch. That's such a stretch. They aired the footage trying to further the feud between the Bucks and FTR by having the Bucks say, no, it was a joke. They were like, because we had the EVP hats on during this incident, and that's why we lost. They had nothing to do with it. I mean, obviously they had issues with Punk, but that incident they had nothing to do with. And Jack Perry isn't even on the show, so it's not like he gets heat for it, or heat from this. Maybe in New Japan if he comes back. I mean, he's in New Japan for a reason. Tony Khan doesn't want him on the show. He's probably still pissed at him for the fact that he had to fire Punk because of this dumbass incident. Is it a fireable offense? That alone? No. But, I mean, there's obviously other shit that happened going into it. That doesn't really bother me. It's just more the fact that they showed it. Because, again, like you said, it makes them look desperate, dude. They did 850,000 viewers last night or on Wednesday.
I think it was less than that. I think it was like 818 maybe.
Man, like, when... They did something similar for that when Mercedes showed up, I think. I don't have the list of ratings in front of me. They have not done very high ratings by Dynamite standards in quite a while. That didn't pop a higher rating. But that just means, dude, they're relying on the same guy they've always had for a draw, for a nice little ratings pop, and that's CM Punk, and he doesn't even work there anymore. It just makes them look desperate by having them show footage that's not relevant, and it was just an excuse to embarrass the guy. But guess what? It doesn't. I mean, anyone that didn't like Punk before is still not going to like Punk. No one really is going to change their mind on this. And if you believe Punk, you're still going to believe him. If you don't believe Punk, you're still not going to believe him. But the point is, it just makes them look worse because this is like WCW level shit. I'm not saying the whole company's WCW 2.0, but this sort of shit is like Vince Russo stuff. And another thing, too, what I think was really, really bad about it was the fact they had FDR come out afterward and talk about, why are we showing this stuff? Why aren't we moving on? Saying what we're all thinking, expecting us to go, and maybe a lot of people fell for it because they're stupid. And we're like, yeah, FDR, yeah, tell them. Like, yeah, they shouldn't be showing it. Like, no, they scripted them to say that. They're aware enough to know that they shouldn't be showing it, but they're fucking doing this anyway, trying to play into the whole shoot aspect of it. Like, what a fucking joke.
Yeah, I thought the whole FTR promo was so stupid. Like you said, it was clearly scripted because they literally said, like, what they wanted them to say. It was dumb. don't know. I feel like every time they do something good, they take like 6 steps backwards, and this is what this was. There's no positive, and it made the company look fucking dumb.
It was really bad. Do you think this is again, I guess we just kind of answered this question, but how much of a negative turning point can this be for the company where people are like, dude, I'm not watching this shit again? And especially since the show on Wednesday was mid as fuck. I mean, I don't really remember much of what happened. I liked Copeland and Pent in the open. The rest of the show really wasn't much of worth writing home about. But, you know, the only thing people are going to be talking about coming out of that show, and probably for the next few weeks, is that Punk thing. I'm not talking about Dynasty. I completely forgot about that show. Will Ospreay taking the shot at Triple H was stupid, but what Triple H said was dumb too, so that kind of cancels out. The Punk thing, and that's not comparable to this, because Punk was just answering a question on an interview, giving his side of it. Again, if you really want to show the footage, have Tony Khan put it up on Twitter. He's certainly not shy about saying dumb shit on Twitter, but no, they had to save it for Dynamite, because they really wanted the Papa rating. It's not a good look, and even if that's not the case, that's what it looks like. Just a really bad look. Makes Tony Khan look like a baby. And above all else, him saying that's what he feared his life for just tells me he's the most sheltered man in the world. I mean, I'm not saying I've been in a lot of real-life fights and stuff like that, but I mean, Punk just simply yelling at him, and again, people are like, oh, he did lunge at him. Go back and watch the footage. It certainly didn't look like to me like Punk did lunge at Tony Khan. And here's another question, too, that people haven't really asked in the last 8 months since this happened. What would have been the point of Tony Khan or CM Punk lunging at Tony Khan anyway? That doesn't even make sense. Tony Khan didn't do anything. I mean, that's the problem. He didn't do anything.
I don't think he was lunging at him. I think it was more like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
just like he was like pointing at him like this, like I told you this was gonna happen. Like it wasn't like he like trying to kick his ass. Like I don't know.
But that doesn't even make. I know exactly. That's exactly what happened, because I feel like if he lunged at Tony Khan or said that I'm going to kick your ass, why would he have done that? His beef in that moment was with Jack Perry. He was simply mad at Tony Khan because he didn't do shit, and he should be mad at him because he's an idiot. In this respect, he didn't do anything. He just let it happen. Why would he go from swinging at Jack Perry to swinging at the boss when the boss was not a physical threat in the slightest, and he wasn't going to do shit about it? He's super passive. All he does is just fucking sit there and just let people do what they want. Well, it doesn't even make sense why he would even throw a hand at. Why he would start throwing hands at Tony Khan. I mean, use your fucking head. Why would he do that? And the footage clearly shows, to me anyway, if you look at his body language, he was pissed at him. I'm not even saying he should have done that, but he clearly did not go after Tony Khan. He stood up to him and was like, listen, I quit because you're a clown. But that was really the extent of it, in my opinion. I don't know. This whole thing is just a really bad look for them, and it's going to be a while for them to get over it. I don't really think this is a small deal either, because I think week by week, slowly and surely, they're losing a lot of goodwill with the fans, and the product is still very good. I mean, AEW is not in the toilet by any means, but it's shit like this that really makes it difficult to take this company, and specifically Tony Khan, seriously, and I know you would agree with that as well.
Yeah, I agree.